video we are going to create a mandala. If you take a look at some of the examples here, you can see most of them are in black and white, a few of them are in color. They are concentric circles and also different designs that repeat over and over. Now you can add to these circular items, floral items, square kind of shapes. We're going to go over it more in class, but to begin it in Illustrator now, what we are going to do, I'm just going to close this out for a moment. You're going to open up Illustrator, you're going to go to File and New, or File and New from the top is fine. And once you've gone there, I want you to select Size, Tabloid, hit OK. Now, once this opens up, I'm just going to enlarge it a bit on the screen so you can see. That looks good. I'm going to do Command 0. I'm going to move this over here. Now, what I want you to grab is the Pathfinder. If you don't see it, please go to Window, Pathfinder, make sure it's checked, make sure you see it, bring that over. We will have the Align tools up as well, that's important. Transform, we don't really need for this. You do want to see your layers, so I am going to bring those over to here as well, just to kind of set things up for us. What else will we need from here? Most of the other things I'm going to leave blank for now. I do, however, want my symbols. So I'm going to pull that up over here. I'm going to make it a little shorter. Just pull it, make it connect. That looks good. So I got symbols, align, pathfinder, and layers over here. All right, so how are we going to begin this? Well, there's a bunch of ways to begin, but probably one of the best is just to start with a basic shape. So I'm going to start by using the ellipse tool here. I'm going to make a white ellipse with a black stroke, and I'm going to make it a 1-point stroke. Now I'm just going to click and drag. Now you can make any version of this, bigger, smaller, perfect circle, whatever you'd like, and I'm going to kind of add a few different ones here, but start with just one. And then let go. Click and drag to let go. Now once you've let go from there, inside this piece you can now begin to decorate. So option number 1, I'm going to zoom in just a little bit, Command plus, use the space bar, just kind of move down a little bit. Alright, now from here, one of the things I do like to do is go to View, Rulers, and Show Rulers. And you can see from this side here and a side across the top, you can pull rulers down to set guides. So I'm going to set a guide here. I'm also going to set a guide going right through the middle if I can. Okay, now from there you can add basic lines using the line segment tool, the arc tool, the spiral tool, or you can use some of your basic paint brushes. I'm going to start with just some of these line tools here, line segment tool. I'm going to choose a black stroke and a 1-point stroke so it matches the stroke of the circle. Then from here I'm going to start to create a design. Now option number 1 is you can go straight across and fill up this entire area with whatever kind of shapes and designs you want. So I'm just going to kind of play with one here, start to pull some. Now you can notice that there's a pink little smart guides that keep popping up to tell me that I'm on the path. So if I go from one, it says path, I click and I drag, it says path again, I click and let go. Let go of the mouse. And this will kind of help you to make sure things are touching the edges. That looks good. Now what else can you do from here? Well, here are the arc tool, so you can kind of click and you can pull to create different arcs. If you hold Option on your keyboard, it will mess with the arc as well. You can go all the way out to the edges here. Even if you go outside the edge a little bit, that's okay too, and I'm going to show you how we're going to fix that as well. I can even pull like one of these into this, I can pull another one here. That looks good. And I'm even going to take the brush now and make some dots. I can use the bracket key, the right bracket key, to make it larger. Alright, and then I can make it smaller. I'm just randomly kind of clicking them to add them to the place. Okay, now there's one here. I'm going to use the group selection tool that I don't want. This one here. I'm just going to get rid of that one. Okay, nice. So what do we do from here? Well, we're going to select the entire thing. And then from there, we are going to go to Object, Expand Appearance. This is once you're done with the design of the inside of your shape. Even if you do some lines that are outside, it's okay. Object, Expand Appearance. After we've done that, we're going to go over to the Pathfinder here. We're going to select this bottom left-hand corner one that says Divide. You notice it gets rid of the outside pieces. Alright, so it's all gone. So what do we want to do with this? Well, we want to select this entire thing, if you don't already have it selected. Then we are going to go to the Symbols panel, go over to the top right-hand corner, click, and choose New Symbol. We're going to make it export as a graphic clip, and we can name this. We can name this, oval 1, whatever you'd like to name it. We're going to leave it as a dynamic symbol, and we're going to hit OK. So you see it added it right here to the Symbols panel. All right, so this means that at any point I can take this symbol, click, drag, and drop it, and I get a whole nother one without having to redraw anything. Almost like a copy and paste, but even better, and here's why. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. I'm going to take the black arrow selection tool. We'll just kind of move this up a little bit so you can see. In fact, I'm going to hold shift and pull from the corner, make it a little smaller. There we go. All right, so what do I want to do here to help me use the symbols effectively? With it selected, I'm going to go over to the rotate tool. I'm going to double click the rotate tool. This rotate box pops up. What do you do? Well, you can change the angle. I'm going to leave it at 30 for now just so you can see, but you can play around with that option. And you notice that the dot, this turquoise dot, is in the center. Well, this is all about where you want it to spin from. So if I wanted to spin from here, I would leave it here. However, let me cancel for 1 second. When I first click the rotate tool the first time, this little turquoise pops up. What I want to do is hold Option on my keyboard to relocate it and just click wherever I want to move it. Now you notice what it did. It moved it from here down to here. Then 30-degree angle, hit the copy button. And it copies one exactly 30 degrees using that point as its center point. Now from there, an amazing key tool to use is Command D. And that will duplicate the last move that you've done. And as I click it, click it, click it, click it, you see it's created one entire shape for us. Now, any of these at any point can be selected, right-clicked, arranged, and sent to the back. If you want one in front of another or behind another, totally up to you. Now, here's why the symbol is so great. If you go over to your Symbols panel and you double-click on the symbol, I go back to the symbol, I grab the whole thing. Now you remember last time what we did is we went to Object, Expand, and then we went to Divide over here. Well, at this point what I can do is I can go to Object, Live Paint, and Make. And I can make it into a Live Paint group. And by doing that, I can now go to the Live Paint bucket, go to my color guide, or my swatches. I can choose from here, or of course I can go to the top right-hand corner, go to Option, to open the swatch libraries here, go to any of these, just to give you an idea, celebration ones, right? Okay, so you get all these different ones. There's many, 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 many of them. I'm going to go in here, I'm going to click one of these, and I'm just going to click, and I'm going to fill stuff in. So get a little closer here. I'm just going to randomly click close. I'm not going to take time to do this now. For the sake of the tutorial, I'm just going to fill in some colors. All right. Now here's the beauty of really using the symbol. Is that everything that I'm doing to this one, as soon as I hit escape, will do it to all of them. Alright, I think you get the idea here. I'm not going to do all of them right now. And you'll notice, right in the top corner, it says oval with a little back arrow. So I'm going to click that back arrow to exit the symbol editing mode. One more time. If you do get this, you can hit enter on your keyboard. Here we go. And now you see it's applied it to every instance of the symbol. It's a beautiful thing. You don't have to do as much work. It's doing it all for you, and it's repeating that color throughout. Now, once you have one done, you can take the entire thing. You can move it wherever you want. You can right-click and do some other things to it, arrange it to the back, to the front, if you have other pieces. So, for example, I go on and I go to the ellipse tool again. I'm just going to give you another example here. Imagine now, and I'm going to do this on another layer. So I'm going to create another layer. I'm going to hold Shift and Option and pull a circle. Then I'm going to go here. Before I do anything, after my first shape, I'm actually going to drag this into the symbols. This is another way to create the symbol. Same idea. I'm going to call this one, oval 2. Hit OK. So it puts it in, right? So if I double click the symbol, I'm now in that editing mode where anything I do to the symbol will happen to any more that I make of this symbol. So I go into it, I make some other changes. I'll put a circle here. Command click away. Let's do a few more of the same thing. Okay, couple more. What else can I do? All right, I'm going to start to play with color a little bit. Okay, now from there I could go in and switch tools. Maybe I'll go to the star tool. Go right here, click and drag a star, like that. Holding Option and holding Shift, play around with those ideas. Alright, change colors a bit. Alright, now once you have all of that done, if I hit the back arrow now, this one I didn't even make into a live paint group. I didn't have to because I just used the basic shapes. I didn't use any of the line tools. There's that piece, right? Now what could I do with this? Well, I could take the entire piece, I could increase the size of it, or I could decrease the size of it. I could put one here, right in the middle. I could copy this, resize, right click, arrange, send to back. Put that behind. Now you notice it doesn't go behind. Why is that? Well, that's because it's on its own layer. So I would have to now cut this piece out, go to layer 1, and do an edit, paste in back. Now it's behind the other one. What else could I do with this? Well, if I go to this symbol, I could now take this symbol. I'll do it over here. I'm just going to drag this symbol out over here. I'm going to go to the rotate tool. I'm going to hold Option and click on the bottom corner again. I'll do a copy again, just like that, right? And then I'll do Command D like we did before. Right? Then I take this entire thing, select all of it. You can group things together if you want to. Group it so it stays together. All right, resize this whole thing. See what starts to happen? So by creating any of these shapes, now you can do this with any tool. You can go to the pen tool. You can create some interesting kind of shape here. Close it up, click on it, drag it into the symbols, create a graphic, call it whatever you want, hit OK, double click it again, get into this mode where you can now add stuff to it. You can add anything you like. You can add lines, you can add all this different stuff, paint brushes. Hopefully you're starting to understand it a little bit better here. I'm just adding some interesting shapes. And then select the whole thing, expand it, expand appearance. I'm going to go to Divide, Live Paint, Make. You can grab your live paint bucket, choose some colors, start filling some stuff in. Alright, and then hit the little arrow to get back out. Hit return on your keyboard if you need. You'll see from far away up here what I've got, right? Then I can take that whole symbol, the entire thing, go to my rotate tool, hold Option, click on any of the corners, like I'll click on this top little corner, and I'll hit copy. And then I'll do it again. Command D, Command D, 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 like that. Take this entire piece now, object group together if I want. Pull it to the center. Maybe what I'll do is resize this real big. Right click, arrange, send to back. Alright, so very quickly you're able to create this very beautiful looking mandala. So we'll discuss this more in class, but this will get you started on your project.